Hey guys, I hope you're having a good evening. I'm making this video just before I go to sleep. And this is going to be about what I learned today from my Jiu-Jitsu instructor. We have this philosophy talk that we do every Friday. Get off. And there was some insight that I think that a lot of people on this channel would find valuable. So after class, we're able to ask our teacher, our instructors, questions about anything that pertains to martial arts or whatever, Jiu-Jitsu, or the philosophy behind it. And I asked the question, go away. Good, get. She's just been a little hyper right now. But I asked the question, what is a successful person? And he responded that a successful person is someone who's able to give back to society something of value that enhances their life. And that it's not about money. He said there's people with money that are successful, there's people with money that aren't, there's people that don't have a lot of money that are successful, there's people that don't have a lot of money that are successful, or that are not successful. So he didn't equate, we often in terms of society equate money as being the metric of, who's more successful, right? And I thought about that, and I thought about what's the question we should all be asking ourselves? I guess the question, if that's what success is, then I guess it's like that mindset would be that we should all seek to find within ourselves what we individually, with our own capabilities, strengths, personalities, abilities, aptitudes, what we individually can do to basically help make this world a better place as best we can, as best and as much as we can. What about each one of us uniquely qualifies us to do whatever X, Y, or Z that would help contribute to the greater good of society? I think that's what he was really saying. And it made me think about how antithetical that is to what we're taught in society. People like Wes Watson, who's like, and this video is not about Wes Watson. I know I've been making a lot of videos about Wes Watson, and some of my viewers have brought it to my attention that I've kind of gone too far with that, and I could see that. I think in the last video that I posted, I did kind of kick him while he's down, so to speak, or so. Yeah, I pretty much said everything I need to say about that guy, but this is just an extreme example of someone who's, is very ostentatious with their cars and their material things, and, women and their money. And what my teacher is saying is that, that's not success. That's not what he's talking about. But that in terms of society, someone like that very much a lot of the time is thought of someone is that he's successful because he has all these things. Now, the next question that got brought up was, and it's a Platonic idea of Plato, and it says, it's a juxtaposition. It says, there are those who speak when is needed, and there are those who need to speak. And we talked about that, about how saying something because by what you say can add value, can make a situation more positive, can add some sort of missing link to a problem that people or a few people are going through. But that needing to speak comes from this idea of wanting to show or wanting to appear a certain way. And this concept can be extrapolated and manifest in very different ways. For instance, again, just to use as an example, someone like Wes Watson is someone who he's somebody who actually has both. He says things that are needed, but he also, that's actually it. He says a lot of things that are needed. That's great. But he then has this need to say, and that need to say is what comes out with showing off the cars, showing off the girls, showing off the money, talking about how great he is. And that's all coming from the ego and the insecurity. So other people do it in different ways. Some people that are really smart, but maybe they lack physical traits, right? They're not fit, they're not athletic, they can't really fight, they're not the best looking, but they're really, really smart. Maybe they have advanced degrees next to their names. Maybe they have some really important position. And so what they'll do is they'll feel the need to show you, to advertise how intelligent they are, how well read they are, how much they know, how brilliant they are. Hey, knock it off. And that's just another form of needing to say something instead of saying something that's needed. You see? Stop. And it's really important to know and be honest with ourselves why we're doing what we're doing. Now, I'll call myself out and say that last video that I posted was me needing to say something. I think the previous videos were saying what was needed. So see, sometimes we're all fallible. We're all imperfect. We all make mistakes. And it's okay to make mistakes. But we have to learn. we have to be able to, analyze ourselves, take inventory of self, and really be honest with ourselves about why we're doing what we're doing. And my hope with this YouTube channel is that I can be an example of somebody who does that. Because self-examination is critical towards living a more self-actualized life. Towards really developing wisdom. And I don't claim to be a wise man. I don't claim to have some sort of esoteric knowledge of the world that, is only privy to a certain few individuals. I'm just a man that likes to disseminate his ideas. And I'm finding that this platform of this YouTube channel, which I hope to grow, will enable me to do that. And hopefully some of the ideas that I share can be useful. People can benefit from it, or people can learn to self-examine and make the necessary improvements that we need to make in our lives. Because we all have blind spots, and we all fall short. I think even the Bible says we all fall short of the glory of God, or something to that effect. But through self-examination and through spending time with yourself, you really start to see who you really are. And you start to see your patterns of thinking, your patterns of behaving, your patterns of certain results in certain realms of your life, why they consistently happen, for the better or for the worse. And it all comes down to, I think, just like two basic things. Like it's awareness of self and your surroundings, and then it's the discipline, the willpower to do right action. Do right action, which requires an adherence to certain principles, and that can be difficult. It's a lot easier to just go with the flow and just go and get yours, go and get your bag, do what you want to do and fuck anybody else. And that's very much the Miami mindset. I mean, that's very much the American mindset. It's a mentality, I think, gets people into a lot of long-term problems, because you never really build anything that's sustainable with that mindset. So, for whatever it's worth, these are just some thoughts that I had. This is some wisdom that I learned today, and I felt like it would be valuable to make a video. But yeah, we're going to be done with the Wes Watson stuff. I may bring him up from time to time, but I wouldn't probably make another video about him, unless, of course, something really noteworthy happens. But I think that all that needed to be said about Wes has been said in my previous videos, so I'll be switching gears here. So I hope that this video was valuable, and stay tuned for more videos.